Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. My name is Brianne from Beyond Creation, and in today's video we have day 1 of 12 days of Christmas crafts. I am so excited for day 1 of this series. We are kicking off 12 days of Christmas crafts 2023 with these little hot chocolate pocket cards. I wanted something that was a little bit more than a little pouch for hot chocolate packets and marshmallows and all of those goodies. I wanted it to be a little bit more than a pouch, but not so much that it's like a mini album type thing. So I came up with this design. So it is a standard A2 card, has a ribbon tie closure. And when you open it up, it has a pocket here that is big enough to put a hot cocoa packet, a little spoon, or a candy cane, something like that. And it has room over here for your sentiment, and it has a ribbon tie closure. So this is something you can just give away as a card, or you can put it into a little clear cellophane bag and tie it up with a bow and gift it away like that. So these are all of the ones that I've made so far. These ones I haven't added any layered cardstock to this side, just so that this is perfect for writing your sentiment. But on this first one that I made, I did finish that off. I layered just some red cardstock and then some white cardstock on top of that, just to kind of finish that look. So really you can go with either look that you want, but these are what we are going to be crafting today. I have a tutorial coming up next, and I'm going to show you everything that you need to make these. I'm going to give you all the dimensions, and we are going to put one of these together. So let's get right into it. Okay, so what we're gonna need to make this little hot chocolate card folio is we are gonna need a standard A2 sized card. This is basically just an 8.5 by 11 sheet that has been cut in half along the 11-inch side at 5.5. So that's how we get this. So 8.5 by 5.5. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna bring in our scoreboard, and we are gonna score this not the way that we normally would do for a standard A2 sized card. Instead, we are gonna score it at the 4-inch mark, okay? And then again at the 4.5-inch mark. And I'll bring that up and I'll show you, just like that. And this is what is gonna make our little book. So we're gonna bring that, and we are going to burnish that down on both score lines. Just like that. And there we have our little base done and made. So next, what we are going to be making is the little pocket. So for the pocket, we want a piece of cardstock. This measures 3 inches by 5 3/8. So 5 3/8 is basically just 2 notches below 5.5. And what we're gonna do with this piece is we're gonna bring our scoreboard back in, and we are going to score it at, again, 2 different points. So we're gonna score it at 1/2 inch, and then again at 3/4 of an inch. And we are gonna do that on all 3 sides of this piece. So 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch, 1/2 inch and 3/4 of an inch. So when you're done, it's gonna look something like that. And that is all the scoring that we need to do, so we can put our scoreboard away. And next, what we're gonna wanna do is we are gonna wanna remove the corners of this pocket piece. So we want to remove this part. We can cut that out. So I'm just going to take my scissors and I'm just going to snip that out just like that. And I'm going to do that on both sides, just following along the score line. And then you'll end up with something that looks like this. And then we're just going to go along and we are going to burnish along these score lines. And this is going to give us a really nice big gusset for our hot chocolate packets, tea packets, really anything you want to put in here, because little chocolates would fit perfect in here as well. I just know that hot chocolate is a really popular little thing to give away this time of year. There we go, just like that. And next, what we want to do with this is I'm going to bring in some score tape. You can use some liquid adhesive if you want, but I find score tape just works that little bit better. And I'm going to just add my score tape along the outermost piece here, just like that. So if I fold it over, if we unfold it here, you'll see it's on the outermost scored mark. And I'm going to do that on all three sides. And I'm just going to burnish that down. And then I am going to remove the score tape from the left side and the right side. And I'm just going to bring this up and tack that to the double-sided tape so that we're creating this little pocket, just like that. Okay. And then we're going to bring back in our little folio card base. We're going to open it up. And I like to use a combination of liquid glue and double-sided tape for this next part, just because it can help a little bit with being able to wiggle this pocket into place. So I've removed all of my backing. I'm going to add my liquid adhesive to all of the score tape, just like that. And then I am going to line this up flush with the bottom of one side of the card. I'm going to bring my scoring tool in and I'm just going to burnish that down, making sure that everything is nice and adhered, just like that. So now we have our base more or less complete. All we have to do next is add our decorative paper, add our ribbon, and this little card folio will be done. So the next step is decorating, and this is really where you get to do whatever it is that you want to do. I'm just using the Safe Phrase collection. This is A Recollections paper pad. I got this 2 Christmases ago. Every year, Michaels brings back a different version of this paper collection. So I think there is the Safe Freeze this year, but it is a little bit different than the one that I have here since this is a 2021 paper collection. But that's the paper that I'm using. And then I I am just using some embellishments that I have in this really old DIY project stack, like this little Let It Snow, and then I have a snowflake here that I just pulled from here. And then I just pulled some die cuts from in here. These are just Recollections Christmas stickers. They both have 24 pieces. I got these 2 years ago as well. Again, Michaels has some rendition of these, I think, in stock this year as well. But that is just what I'm using for these. And then lastly, I just have some sheer cream white ribbon from the Dollar Tree. And that's all that I'm using really to embellish this. And because I am using some silver on my embellishments, I am just gonna bring in this matte silver cardstock and then this silver glitter. And that is everything that I'm gonna use for this. So we are just gonna cut our cardstock down to size. Let me put the embellishments off to the side. So I like the idea of having the little hot chocolate in the back pouch here. So the size that we need to cut that piece down to is gonna be 3 7/8 by 5 3/8. So 3 7/8 is just 2 notches below 4 inches. We're gonna slice that. And then 5 3/8, or sorry, 5 7/8. No, 5 3/8 is just 2 notches below 5 1/2. And so that will fit very, very nicely just inside of our pocket there. I like the idea of these little snowmen being on the front cover. And again, the measurements for the front and the back cover are the exact same. So we want just 2 notches below 5 1/2. I'm gonna do my front cover and my back cover on this one the same. So 2 pieces that are 2 notches below 5 1/2. And then 2 notches below 4 inches. And that will fit perfect. I'm gonna just flip this. Let's see what that will give us. Let me do it this way. 2 notches below 4, just like that. And that will fit perfectly on the back. I might put this one on the front. Actually, I think I might put this one on the back. And I think I'm gonna put this snowflake on the front. So again, 2 notches below 5 1/2. Just like that. This one is a little bit short, so I'm just gonna bring in, yeah, see, it is a bit short. So I'm just gonna take this down a couple more notches, and I'm just gonna layer on some of this. So I'm gonna bring that to just 2 notches below 5 1/2 and 2 notches below 4. And we are just gonna mat this. This was a scrap that I had, and we are gonna make it work just like that. And now it's gonna fit and take up the entire front cover, just like that. And then there is our back cover, just like that. Next, on the inside, we are going to need pattern cardstock for our pocket here. And the measurements for that are going to be 2 1/8. That is just 1 line over 2 inches. And then 3 3/4. And that will fit perfectly on there. The last thing we need is just a little something for the spine. And I like the idea of just bringing in some glitter for that. So the spine on this is 1/2 inch. So we are just going to come down 2 notches from 1/2 inch. And then the height is 5.5. And then we're just going to take it down 2 notches from there so that we have a 1/8 of an inch border. And that is just going to fit perfectly on there. So that is everything that we're going to need for this little folio. So all we have left to do is just to piece all of these together. And to do that, I am just using some liquid glue. Get that nice and centered. I'm not going to glue down the covers yet because the last thing that we just need to add is our ribbon. And you can totally make this without a ribbon. I just personally thought that it added just that little bit of something else and made it feel like more than a card to have it. So I'm just going to glue down the spine. I'm going to glue this insert. In here. Making sure it fits all the way down. Just like that. And then this piece. Okay, so now that our insert and our border pieces are all on, we are going to bring in our ribbon, if you're choosing to use ribbon. And I don't really have a measurement for this. I just kind of guesstimate how long I think I'm gonna want it, and I just trim it with a bit of an angle, and then I get the 2 ribbons lined up. And just for reference, these are about 9 inches in length. And I'm gonna just bring in my double-sided tape, and I'm going to attach the ribbon in as close to the center as I can using double-sided tape to begin with. And then we're gonna come back in with our liquid glue when we put our cover on. And that is going to make sure that it is not going to go anywhere. Just like that. Make sure that we have this going the right way. And then we're just going to put on our front and our back cover. So I'm going to remove the backing. I'm going to grab my back cover, and I'm going to add my liquid glue. I'm gonna get this as centered as I can. Just like that. And then I'm gonna do the same thing for the front cover. Just like that. And there is our folio, more or less all done. The last thing that we have to do is just add on our embellishments. And I myself am a foam tape girly. I love foam tape. So I'm gonna bring some of that in. And this really is just however you want to decorate the front of your little folio. So I'm thinking I want these on a bit of an angle. And thinking I want to glue down the snowflake flat. Add on my liquid glue. I'm gonna add this up into the corner, just like that. And then I'm gonna add some foam tape to the Let It Snow. And I'm just gonna put it on like that. And then we're gonna glue down these little mittens. And just like that, we have a little hot cocoa mini card folio. Super quick, super easy, and it is just so cute and perfect to give away the holiday season. As you can see, I made a whole bunch here with a bunch of different styled covers. And again, you can absolutely go in on the front cover and layer in some additional cardstock. That is totally up to you. You don't have to do a ribbon tie closure like I did. You can just leave it like a regular card, but I think the ribbon also helps to keep all of the contents that you want to put in there secure and everything. So that is it for day 1 of 12 days of Christmas crafts. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you again for day 2 of 12 days of Christmas crafts. I can't wait to share everything else that I have planned for this month of Christmas crafting. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to be notified whenever I post a new video as part of this 12 days of Christmas craft series. And we will see you back here for day 2 very, very soon. Bye-bye.